back to the spider's web, and it's the witching hour. Well, it's actually past the witching hour, it's about 25 past 12, but in Mansions of Madness terms, these are witches. So we are saying this is the witching hour because we are going to be painting witches. Yes indeed. So what do we need to start off? Well, I really should have got my paints out, what I wanted, but never mind. We're going to start off with that colour. We'll go with some of that colour. A little bit, not of that colour, a little bit of that colour, possibly some of that, and we'll see how we go from there. Okay, so what am I talking about? Well, we're going to be starting off with RAKARTH flesh for this, well, obviously for the flesh tones. For the hair, we will do Rhinox hide. For the clothing, Screamer pink. And we've got a little bit of Dawnstone and a little bit of, oops, got the wrong one, Screaming Skull, just if we need it. Okay, we might not need those, but who knows. So we're working on a very limited palette with these minis, and we're also not going, what's the word I'm looking for? We're not going too overboard with the actual painting themselves, because let's face it, they're not, as I said in the zombie video, they're not the best of models. Let's just move that lamp around a little bit so you can see the paint on the canvas. Right, so oops, I'm just going to put my head loop on so I can do what I'm saying. There we go. Put that on. Okay, so that's our witch. A lot of flesh to be painted, a little bit of hair and a little bit of clothing. Shall we get on with it? Yeah, why not? Okay, so we're going to be starting off with our size 0 rosemary pure red sable 101 brushes. A little bit of water on the brush, and we'll go straight in to the RAKARTH flesh. And as I said, this is just the base coat. And we're just going to go over as we usually normally do with a base coat, and just apply the paint. This is the boring bit, so let's get on to a little bit of high speed. That way you're not listening to me droning on and on about the same thing, and you can get to see this done a lot quicker. Okay, so that is the first coat for our witches. I'm going to be obviously doing much more to this than I've done before, because the paint, if the paint goes on in much the same way as this RAKARTH Flesh has, because at the moment it's not sticking well, it doesn't seem to be sticking too well. So now we're going to go on to our Screamer Pink. And I'm just going to do these one after the other. Obviously this is just for the sake of the camera, so you can see how it looks. I'm going to change brushes. I'm going to go to a number 1 brush. Again, this is Rosemary and Court. It's got a little bit of bristle protector on it, so I'm just going to give it a quick rinse. And it's number 1 Rosemary and Court. That's the bristle. So let's get into the paint and see if this goes on any better. Once again, I'm just going to go ahead and put on the fast forwardy stuff so you can see how things go without having to sit through it all, if you get me drift. Okay, so I think that is getting close to it all being covered. In fact, I think it is all covered. So that is the clothing done, the flesh done. I have missed a little bit. I usually do, as you may have noticed. There we are. It is going to take another coat. I'll do that off camera, because I just want to give you the basic idea of what I'm going to be doing first of all. Next we're going to be going into the Rhinox hide, and you might guess that this is for the hair. I don't need all that much on there, but There we go. I could have sworn I got another tub of iron oxide, I might have been wrong. And we're just going to go over the hair with the iron oxide. Just like so. And when we come back to this, the skin and the clothing will have had its second coat. In fact, looking at it, the skin just looks as though it needs a little bit of touching up. It doesn't seem all that bad, so let's just do that one, shall we? Trying to find a way of doing this so I can see what I'm doing, and so can you. There we go. Hands definitely doing, there's not much detail in these models, so that's why I'm not really doing a stupendous job on them. As I said that in the zombie one, I'm not spending a great amount of time tarting the models up. They're just game figures, so I'm not going to be displaying them or anything. So they're just getting painted, and that's it. There we go. And now I'll give that a couple of seconds to dry, and that should be all it takes. I should be able to get away with that. So what I'm going to do next is apply a wash. The wash I'm going to be using is, when I can find it, REIKLAND FLESHSHADE. That might have surprised you. I'm going to be applying that to the skin, and for the rest of it, it's going to get a wash of, is that the one I want? Keelia green shade. Hoping I have enough. I should have. So, because though it's dry enough, the hair's still a bit wet, but apart from that should be fine. I'm not touching the hair with any of this. So in fact, what I'll do first of all, I'll do the Keelia green shade first, because that's going on the clothing. So I've no need to worry about that, because obviously it's already been done and it's dried. And this will give a nice brownish colour to the shadows. This is quite a good washed, put over red. I'm just going to blap it on as we usually do. And try and avoid dropping the miniature. Okay, I missed a bit when I was touching up. I can sort that out later. There we go. I'm not one of these people, you may have noticed, who has to be so pedantic and pernickety about things. As far as I'm concerned, get it on, get it dry where it, or get it on the miniature, allow it to get into the shadows where it needs to be, and then allow it to do its job. There we go. Missed a little bit, I've just noticed. Just on the shoulders there. And that is that. Now I just need to no, it can't. So I'm going to have to go back into the RAKARTH flesh. And then just go down this leg here because I've caught it with the green. There we go. And now the REIKLAND FLESHSHADE, which is again that one. Now we don't want this flooding completely on the flesh, so we're just gonna, because it's fairly smooth, and you can see that leg that I've just done is dry enough to wash because it's fairly warm in here. I'm just going to go over the hair as well with this colour. There we go. And that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Join me next time. We will be finishing off our little witch here. So until then, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.